sure. I played pool a lot. Well, all my life I played pool, but not to the excellence of the professionals. They're really good, boy.
But I'll tell you, James Coburn made some tough shots in that movie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was obvious those were not stand-ins for you. You had actually made them.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I can do it to a degree. But to watch the real professionals is such a joy because they can make that cue ball just dance. Oh, it's beautiful.
Did Mizrak or with Moscone give you any tips?
Oh, they all did.
Did they?
Oh, sure. Everybody was looking for me, looking over my shoulder because we all felt I felt a responsibility to them, and they felt a responsibility to me because I said, listen, if you see anything that I'm doing wrong, please come up and tell me, that's right. And so they all took that responsibility, and it was like a big family working together. It was great. I have to give my own being some attention, and that's why I like to be at home. When I'm at home, and that's my life, and that's where I have to work.
But there's been a change in your life recently. After 18 years of marriage, now you're separated. What is this doing to your lifestyle?
Well, it's giving me a lot of time to be alone. I don't date Hollywood women. I know a lot of them, but my life is my own, and that's whatever happens, whatever happens on the moment or something. But my life is my life, and I have to give it some attention.
How about the Sufi meditation? Is that the way you pronounce it?
Sufis?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? What does that do for you?
Well, it establishes a center for you to go back to. When you're making a movie, you have to extend yourself beyond yourself. It's like you're giving out a lot of energy, a lot of impressions, and meditation brings you back to your center. And it's like breathing in, and the expression of it is breathing out. And you have to take in impressions somewhere, and that's what the meditation does.
You also drive, you own 2 Ferraris, right?
Yeah.
And you say that the high speeds, that it's almost like a form of meditation when you're driving that fast.
Yeah, it is. Because you have to be there all the time. You have to be very present, and yet it's a kind of freedom. It breaks down the crystallization of thoughts and everything. It places you right on the edge so that you know that you have to be there.
I hope you're concentrating when you're driving 100 miles an hour.
Oh, sure, you have to be. It's like playing the flute. I play the flute as well, and a lot of times when you're working on something, you get stuck. Something gets stuck in your head, and you can't overcome that particular problem. So I pick up the flute and play it for a half an hour or something, and because it's an impossible instrument to play well, and your attention goes right to that. There creates a space for new impressions to come in. When you finish it, somehow, bang, you can go back in, and other things start flooding in. You can work better.
Isn't that great? How about, we all remember you as a knife-wielding Texan in Magnificent Seven, and that was a real heavy role, and you had done so much of that in Westerns and that kind of thing. All of a sudden, the transition to heartthrob was made.
Really?
I think so, yes.
Well, Flint was, a combination of a lot of things. He was the ideal individual. That's what was fun about him. He was... to be somebody that's more than yourself is always interesting to play. Generally, you get characters to play that are less than who you are, and you have to kind of descend down into a place. But if you can find a character that is more than you are, then it's more fun, like the Bullet is.
How about the Westerns? You and Bruce Boxleitner have that in common. He belongs to I think it's the Buckskin Club or something in L.A.
Yeah,
and
he's a real cowboy. Yeah, he's got horses and all of that. I don't have any horses. I go out and ride a little bit when if I know I'm going to do a Western, I always get a horse and go out and ride him for a while to get your muscles back in shape. And
do you like doing Westerns, though, Jim?
I like making movies.
Doesn't
I don't care
matter.
whether it's a Western, a mystery, an Eastern, or whatever it is.
How about the making of commercials? Now, it's reported that you're making $1 million on this Schlitz Light commercial.
Well, I'm no longer working with them. But it was interesting. It was probably harder doing commercials because you're having to deal with so many amateurs. All of the admin and everybody has to get their 2 cents worth in order to get it right. You have to say it 20 different ways.
Even if it's been said right 15 times, they want you to do it another 15.
Well, they don't know what's right and what's wrong. See, they don't have that criteria. A good director can say, okay, you know what's not there, and when it is there, you can say, cut, print. We've got it. But doing commercials, they don't know until they see it, and everybody's going to have their own
So
opinion.
it's more of a shallow working experience for you then, maybe?
Yeah, it's you go there as nothing, and that's why you stay.
People magazine article, I've got to tell you where I got this from, I read it. See, I don't think you look like Lee Marvin. I mean, I don't see that kind of similarity. Maybe it's because I know your work so well. But you have a funny response when people come up and say, "I'll call you Lee Marvin." It happens to you, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, all the time. But he gets the same kind of response.
He does.
Sure. I mean, we get together occasionally, once or twice a year, and compare notes. And he's always being called the man with the knife, and I always being called, oh, you did a great job in Cat Balloon. So he signs my name, and I sign his name.